Hi, my name is Caitlin Niesman. I am a senior in the Teaching of Spanish major. Today on 940 Feet, I am joined by Anna Torres-Cacoullos. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to jump right in and get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you and what's your expertise?
Well, thank you, Caitlin, for the invitation to be here. My name is Anna Torres-Cacoullos. I am an assistant professor of Spanish literature and culture. I'm housed in the Department of Spanish and Portuguese, but I'm also an affiliate faculty with the European Union Center and with the Center for Latin American and Caribbean Studies. I focus on the 20th and 21st century, and I look at literature and cinema coming out of Spain. Some of the preoccupations that underbelly my work is thinking about storytelling, the nature of storytelling, the nature of reading, and sort of why we are attracted to reading fiction.
I love that. What's the most fascinating thing about studying Spanish as a field?
Well, we were talking earlier, and I know you value this, you understand this as a major of Spanish. Spanish is one of the top 3 most spoken languages in the world. It is the 2nd most spoken language in the United States. And for us on campus, Spanish has one of the largest number of minors. I think students really are understanding that being able to speak Spanish is important for them, not just in the workforce, but to be able to be a citizen in what is essentially a very globalized world.
Exactly. What's your favorite course to teach and why?
So my favorite course has to be Spanish 312. It is a survey course that spans the 18th century to the present. I often sort of organize the class around a particular theme. And in the past, or the most recent one that I've taught has been under the theme of strange worlds. And what that means essentially is that we study literature that has a very sort of speculative framework, a fantastic framework, to study very everyday experiences like changing ideas of gender, the Spanish Civil War, Spanish Surrealism. These are some of the things that we study in that class.
I wish I would have taken that class. What's a project you're currently working on and that you're excited about?
I'm currently working on a book. In this book, I am studying how authors of the 1920s from Spain were thinking about storytelling. And they were thinking about this at this particular moment because movies or silent cinema had just emerged as a very popular art form. And it was raising questions about how to tell a story without words, moving pictures. And so writers were inspired to relook at their work and to think about the narrative operations of storytelling and the ways that we read fiction.
I really love that. What's the most inspiring thing about working with students?
So I've thought about this a lot recently, and I feel like being a student today is so much more demanding than what it was for me as a college student 10 years ago. You guys are learning to balance not just going to school, having a full schedule of classes, but also maybe maintaining a full-time job or a part-time job, to maintaining responsibilities with living on your own or with roommates, trying to have a social life in addition to trying to have a career. I think these things are very taxing. I think you guys have found a way to still come to class, be excited, have energy to learn, even on things that you guys might not be so excited about, but you still come and you guys still have questions. And to me, that is probably one of the most inspiring things about you guys today.
Thank you, we love that. So as a future professor, I'd like to know what's the most rewarding thing about being a professor?
Well, I came from an academic family of professors in different disciplines. So for me, being a professor was always on the cards. It was my dream job. Being in the classroom was a setting that was very familiar to me. And so now that I am a professor, I get to continue sort of enjoying that context. But I'd have to say that traveling is an amazing part of being a professor, traveling to other universities, to meeting professors on other campuses, in other states, in other countries. And one related point to travel is going to libraries, conducting research, going to archives, digging your hands in things which have perhaps been in boxes, have never been seen by somebody else, right? Things that are waiting to be discovered. These are the things that I think are probably the most enjoyable about being a professor.
I love that. We're gonna jump to rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
Okay, I'd have to say taking risks, and becoming more comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think all of us today, having followed a pandemic, going through different sort of experiences, becoming more okay with being in uncomfortable situations and taking risks is important. It's important in our growth as mature individuals who are learning, right? Learning how to cope and adapt to our environments.
Yeah, for sure. Where's your favorite place to eat on campus?
So I have to say Espresso Royale because it's near my office, it's easy to get to, and I'm someone who loves sandwiches, so I always get a pesto goat cheese sandwich that they have there. It's literally the best. It has to be toasted, otherwise it's not good.
I love it. Describe LAS in 3 words.
I'd have to say diversity, I'd have to say community, and I'd have to say creativity.
Perfect. Coffee or tea, and where would you get it?
Oh, coffee. Coffee all the way, and I'll take that with my sandwich at Espresso Royale.
Perfect. So who is another professor at U of I whose work has captivated you?
So I can't name one particular person. It's very hard for me to pinpoint. I have to say I was recently a campus fellow with the HRI, and I was really exposed and introduced to a whole bunch of colleagues who are doing inspiring work in different disciplines, history, education, English, all to say that they bring so many different methodologies to research. It's often very experimental, that has been very refreshing to me to rethinking about my own research.
That's really cool. What's your favorite season on campus?
Okay, fall, it's not because of the pumpkins, it's not because of the seasons, it's not because of the colors, it's because of the Marching Illini concerts. I absolutely love going. I have a family that does not miss any of their practices, and it's also the football games. We're very committed to the Illini spirit.
I love that, and my heart just burst knowing that because I'm part of the Marching Illini, so that's amazing. The squirrels here on campus, overrated, underrated?
I'd have to say underrated. I don't know if you've ever tried feeding them, but they are super daring and bold. They take risks.
And my final question, very important, orange or blue?
Orange.
Absolutely, me too. Join us next time on 940 Feet.